Hi, everybody. Hamburger. Yes, indeed. Girl, what the hell? Go back to... Okay, there we go. Hi. Hi. How is everybody? Oh, no, there's no pictures of her in this. I'm not... Bro, I'm not showing you what my mom looks like. That's like internet safety. How? Yeah, I can't just show my mom. I mean, my mom probably wouldn't care, but like, it's principle. Like how I also didn't include any of the videos I took of my nephew, because while they are really cute, I don't want to put his face on the internet. But anyway, how am I doing? I am okay. It's cold, and I already miss the Bahamas. We gotta turn it down. Yeah, it was so nice. Still build. Oh no. Oh boy. This is gonna be interesting. And that, okay. Well, I'm not going to talk about the vacation right now because I put together a whole PowerPoint. Because it was a long drive. It was a long drive from Norfolk to where I live. Anyway, yeah. It's about 4 hours from where the ship was to where my mom's house is, and then it's about 2.5 hours between my house and my mom's house. So it was like a 7-hour drive. Hi, boo boo. Yes, hi. No. But anyway, it's my first cruise. Yay! Hey. So first, we gotta talk about the oh shit, fuck. Hold on. I fucked up. I already fucked up! Hold on. I already fucked up. How? Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. I don't ever use this, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Is it fine? Yeah, I told you! Yes, I gave Len so much love. I told you there was a whole PowerPoint. Or crap. Too bad. Oh, girl, why are you loading? Okay, so first, we're gonna talk about oh my gosh, cat. Hi. The general info. So, everyone that went on this cruise. My dad, my mom, my stepmom, my aunt, my cousin and her 2 kids, my stepbrother, his wife, and his son. The son is almost 2 years old, and I'll call him Bali, because I'm not putting his real name. My sister, her husband, and their son, who's a little over 1 year old, and I'll call him F-150. And then me. So altogether, I was 14 people. I made them know. If I... Yeah, I call my nephew my little F-150 for reasons. Anyway. See if we're... I'm not gonna say... I guess I could because it's his nickname. No, I'm not going to. But there's a reason why I call him F-150. Okay, so the ship I was on was called the Carnival Sunshine. There it is in the back. According to my stepmom, it's one of the smaller... He's one. No, it's because his nickname is the same as a car company, and so I call him F-150 because I think it's funny. But so, oh my gosh, Lynn, it's not dinner time yet. You have an auto feeder. Yeah. So, the Carnival Sunshine, according to my stepmom, is like one of the smaller sizes of ships that they have. It can hold about 300 guests and over 1,000 crew members, which is a lot. And that's like that's a lot. And this is one of the smaller ships. That's insane. There's like 12 decks that they have cabins on. And then deck 0, which is where like the medical. What do you mean it doesn't sound that big? This one ship can house over like 4,000 people on a single ship, plus all the food storage, the water storage. It's huge. This is a smaller ship. This is one of the maps. I know it's a little small, whatever. It sails out of Norfolk, Virginia, which is, relatively close to where I grew up. Hold on, let me grab my haircut. Girl, okay. I kind of grew up somewhat close to that. The ship does have Wi-Fi. However, I'm trying to think of how to explain it. So, on the ship, you would turn on the airplane mode and then connect to the Wi-Fi. And really all you could use was the Hub app that they have. But you could pay for like an internet package to use like the ship's Wi-Fi, which my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, did get because what? The Hub app, called the Carnival Hub app. It's an app on the phone. This app, it has like a messaging system for like $5 for the entire cruise. You can message other people on the cruise, which is how we mostly communicated to each other when we're not like next to each other. It has like map of the ship, and it has like a planner, so it has like a list of all the activities that are planned, and then you could like heart it, and then it will give you like a notification when it was like 30 minutes away. You could also use it to track your like spending, like how much you're spending, or like if you put cash on. And you could also use it to book like the shore excursions. So there's notable places on the ship. You can actually find a map of the ship online if you just look up Carnival Sunshine. They have like a PDF map. You can like see where everything is. So when you first get on the ship, there's like a lobby, and that's where like the guest services is, and there's like a bar down there. That's on deck 3. There's the Pixels photo gallery, which here it's gonna get, huh? There's the Pixels photo gallery. They have like professional photographers that take pictures and have like photo ops set up, and then they put the pictures up in the hallway, and you could go look at them, and if you like them, you can purchase them. There's the fun shops, which is on deck 5. There are, I'll run them all down. There's a candy shop, makeup / perfume store. They sell one that sells like jewelry, watches, and like designer bags. And then all those stores are connected, except for the candy shop. The candy shop's kind of its own thing. And then on the other side, they have the 3 shops that are connected. Is for the carnival gear, like you can get stuff that says like Carnival Sunshine. There's like a general store where you could get like little toys, stuff like that. And then like liquor, you could just buy liquor. That's also like where you could get like sunscreen or like tampons, stuff like that. You said it. If you keep asking questions like that, maybe. There's the casino, which is on deck 5. They have a bunch of like slot machines. They have like some tables. I don't gamble, so, well, I do gamble, but it's on my stupid fucking gacha games because I have low self-control. But I don't gamble in casinos. I mostly just walked through it to get to the Ocean Lounge, which is on the other side of the casino. I did take a picture of Leona in there. There's the Liquid Lounge, which is like the theater where they have a bunch of shows. And that is on decks 4 and 5. Like it's a relatively big theater. And there's even like a bar in there. The Ocean Plaza, which I mentioned, deck 5. The Limelight Lounge, which is like a nightclub type thing, I think. I never actually went there. Gotcha. Yeah. The Lido deck, which is deck 9. The Lido deck is like kind of like the main hub of the ship, I would say. On the Lido deck, there's like a bunch of food. There's a pool. There's like 2 hot tubs. Hi, buddies. Hello. The waterworks, which is like the splash pad, and then there's there was 2 water slides. I didn't actually go on those. I wanted to, but I really wanted to take my nephew. Waterworks, yeah, it's a splash. Ow! Why'd you bite me? It's a splash pad. You know where the areas in like water parks where they have like the big bucket that dumps water and stuff. They just call the stop. Leave me alone. Yeah, so those they actually had like a splash pad on the ship next to the 2 water slides. There's the sports square. That's what it's called. Hold on, let me get the boy some food. He's bugging me. Hold on, I'll get you some food. There he goes. The sports square. It was a really neat area. They had like a basketball area with like nets so like the balls don't fly off the ship. There's like a mini golf course. There's some ping pong tables. They had a giant checkerboard with giant checker pieces, a giant chessboard. And then they had like, it was like kind of like an obstacle course. Yeah, they're him biz. They're him biz. You're being naughties. Yeah, it was like a obstacle course. It was called like the sky course because it was like, you had like to wear a harness and you had to be like hooked up to it because you were literally in the sky. The Cloud9 Spa, which was on deck 10. I find that really funny. I did actually go to the spa. I was thinking about it, like getting a massage, but they were really expensive. They also have like special rooms on deck 10. Well, I literally wrote most of this like the day we got off the ship. But I didn't know this until I was looking up like the ship, but there were actually special rooms on deck 10 that were like special Cloud9 rooms that were supposed to be fancier or something. I don't know. And then there was like an arcade, which was right next to the casino. So you had the grown-up casino, and then you had the baby casino. That was also on deck 5. But the most important thing is the little card that they give you. So when you first get to your room, you get what's called a sail and sign card. And if you lose this card, you're kind of fucked and you have to get another one like immediately. It's like, that's why they sell lanyards for your sail and sign card. Like, you could bring your own, but like they sell lanyards because this thing is so important. Because this thing, this card is your first, like, it's the room key to your cabin. So if you accidentally leave it inside the room, you can't get in. Which I did twice. And my poor sister, it happened to her and her husband. They were struggling to get my nephew like dressed for dinner, and they were like, oh, we finally got the shirt on, let's go. And then they realized that they both left their cards in the room, so they had to get guest services to open it for them. It was a mess. It's used as like a debit card to make purchases and anywhere on the ship. So you can hook up a debit card like I did, and it will just charge it to your debit card when you use your card. Or if you have cash, they have these kiosks, and then you can add the cash to like your account and then use the card, and they will use the money you added first. But like you use it for buying things in the shop, buying drinks, buying any of like the special sales they have going on, whatever. It's basic, like it's also like your voucher if you have one of the unlimited drink packages, because that's how they know that you have it, because that's your account. It's used to hold like all your credits for the arcade, and also keeps track of like how many tickets you win. And I think it's also for like the slot machines at the casino. And it's also your identification for getting off and back on the ships at the ports. Because like in order to leave the ship, they have to scan your card. And then to get back on, they also have to scan your card. Now, you mentioned you were interested about this. The food. There was so much food. So, like I said earlier, the Lido deck had a lot of food. They had a big buffet area where they would have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also like late night snacks at like 11:30. They also had like frozen yogurt / ice cream machines that were on from like lunch all the way till the late night snacks. And then like the buffet, it's like, it was like kind of the same stuff every day. Like for the breakfast, it was largely the same stuff, except for like one day they'll have French toast, and then the next day they'll have pancakes, and then the day after they'll have French toast again. And as part of the buffet, I separated them because like they're included like for free as part of your cruise package, but they're in like different parts. Like they are right on the deck where the pool is. There's a Guy Fieri burger place, and then a taco / burrito place. The burger place is only open for lunch, and the taco / burrito place, they had breakfast options. The taco side had huevos rancheros and breakfast burritos. And at lunch they had like tacos and burritos, and they had this really cool machine that they put like the little dough balls for the tortillas, and then they put it on the top and it'll squish them and then cook the tortillas. So like they were fresh tortillas. It was really good. Inside the buffet, they had tortilla. It's in the mail. I promise. Inside of the buffet, they had like a deli where you could get like sandwiches, like a Cuban or like a chicken salad, and like a pizza place. And the pizza place was open 24 hours. You could literally go in there anytime and get a personal pizza. Yeah, are you yelling? No, there was no pineapple pizza. They had like, it was like pepperoni, cheese, margarita. Not the drink margarita, the pizza. And like a mushroom pizza, I think. But they really just made a bunch of pepperoni pizzas because that's what everyone ate. And then there was like an Italian kitchen. Asian kitchen, and they called it the Havana bar, which are kind of sort of connected to the buffet. For breakfast, the Asian, yeah, that was what it was called. It was called Gigi's Asian Kitchen. I didn't name it. But for breakfast, the Italian place, it was J-I, that Gigi. Is I just get the no. It might come back. It might come back later. But the Asian and the Italian place for breakfast, they had like omelet stations. I refused to get an omelet out of spite. And then for dinner, no, for lunch. The Asian kitchen would have like a noodle bowl. And then the Italian place would have like a pasta thing where they had like a little paper and you write down like what type of pasta you want, what sauce, what protein, and then they'll bring it out to you. And then the Havana bar had like little, what are they called? They call them Cuban bites, like empanadas. And those were all like included in the food package. But for dinner, you could go in and like buy food. Yeah, I didn't try a lot of the empanadas. Except for they had this coconut one that was really good. I didn't know it existed until my sister was like, "Oh, this is really good," and I was like, "Ooh, I like coconut." And I tried the coconut one. I never, that was, I didn't know it was there. Like, I didn't know they had them. Because I never went in there until I didn't know that empanada lost me a coconut. It was good. It was like a sweet empanada. But like, I honestly did not know that entire dining room was back there until, my dad asked if I wanted to get noodles. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh, there's a whole dining room back here. There's like a two, like this restaurant spanned 2 whole decks. They call it, like, one entrance is called the sunrise and then the other one's called the sunset. And that the food you got there was like included in like your cruise package. So you'd go in and you could get an appetizer, a main, and a dessert. But you could also get like multiple appetizers and multiple entrees. And then they also had like a brunch. You could get like the same thing for breakfast. Like have like a breakfast appetizer, a breakfast entree, and a breakfast dessert. It was weird. And then they also had an afternoon tea, which I went to one and it was okay. It was okay. But like it was a Carnival cruise. It was like, but I'm like a tea snob, so I was a bit more critical. And then on the 4th floor, they have like the more fancy schmancy restaurants. There was a sushi place and then like a steakhouse, but those were like the super fancy restaurants, and I did not go in there. Like, I knew they existed. I knew. My mom doesn't like sushi. At least I don't think she does. But yeah, I didn't go to any of the fancy places. For drinks, if you are an alcoholic, a cruise is a great place for you. So, at any time, like at any of the restaurants, you could get free water, iced tea, and lemonade. And, like, coffee. They had, like, machines. Oh my god. There are so many bars. And then at breakfast, they had, like, different juices. Like, they had it was like no. What was it? It was like a passion fruit guava orange juice. That was really good. Or you could get, like, apple juice. And then at lunch, they switched it to tea and lemonade. And then they had, like, coffee machines. And then they also had, like, a hot chocolate machine. That was kind of cool. But for alcoholic drinks, there were two on the Lido deck. There was the Red Frog Rum Bar and the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar on opposite ends of the deck. And then, if you went into the Havana Bar, there's a bar in there. When you first entered the ship, there was a bar, the lobby bar. There was a bar in the casino. There was two bars in the ocean, two bars in the Ocean Plaza. There was the Alchemy Bar, and then there was the Red Frog Pub. There's the Piano Bar. I think there's also a bar in the Limelight Lounge, but I never actually went in there, so I don't know. There was a bar in the theater, the Liquid Lounge. Oh, did I mention the Serenity deck? Oh, yeah. The top, like, on one side of the ship, they have what's called the Serenity deck, which is for adults only. Where they have, like, their own pool and their own, hot tubs. There's a bar up there. And there's probably more I missed because I didn't make it a habit to go to all the bars. Like, you could also order drinks, like, in the Sunshine, restaurant. Whatever. But there were, 2 unlimited drink packages you could get. Barsica. I did take a picture of Leona on one of the slot machines, but like, why would I take a picture of a bar? There's one where it was like, it was really expensive, but you got unlimited drinks, like all the drinks, including alcoholic ones, and then they had one that was just for soft drinks. I purchased the soft drink one, and I could just go up to the bar and be like, hey, can I get a root beer? And then they'd swipe my card and just hand me a root beer. My mom did the math. It was like, you had to drink, at least 7 alcoholic drinks a day in order for the bottomless beverage alcoholic thing to be worth it. Yeah, 7 drinks a day. But like, you could, like, because my cousin got it, and there were a couple times like she ordered a mimosa at breakfast and then just like, here, and just handed it to people. Yeah, that's why I kept saying, like, yeah, this place is great if you're an alcoholic. Yeah, she would like order drinks and then just hand them to people, be like, here, have a drink. I'm trying to get my money's worth out of this. But like, I kind of did the same thing with mine to be like, hey, if you guys just like want a soda or like want juice for one of the kids, like, I could go grab it for you. I also got one for my mom, but that was a mistake because she kept forgetting. And then she brought her own drinks on the ship. I was like, Mom, you have the unlimited drink package. And I think it was, like, I liked having the bottomless bubbles, they called it. Now, let's talk about what I did on the cruise. So on Monday was what they call embarkation. That's when you get on the boat. So my mom and I, we went and got on the boat. Like she said we would. So what my mom and I did is on Saturday, she picked me up from my house and then I spent the night at her house. And then we drove Sunday from her house to Norfolk. And we spent the night at a hotel so that it'd be easier for us to get on the ship. And my mom was able to like leave her car in the hotel parking lot because it was safer than leaving it in the parking garage by the ship. The night before, my dad gave us both like the little care packages that my stepmom made us, and there was a shirt that said like family name cruise 2025, and he's like, you're wearing that tomorrow. I was like, okay. So yeah, so when we got on the boat, I had to wear the matching shirt. Mom and I, we got a room on the 8th deck, which actually turned out to be really nice because all we had to do was just walk up a floor and we were at the Lido deck. Hi, Roach. Yeah, Crab Dad paid for my cruise, so invite us. I didn't invite you because my dad paid for it. And then my mom got invited because we found out that if you want to travel alone, you still have to pay for the second person in your room, even if there's no one in there. So they told my mom, like, hey, if you want to pay for like half of it, you can like come along with us. Or my dad. No, you can't buy my dad. So that's how my mom got to come, is because they were like, hey, we still need to buy the other bed in the room. Do you, like, if you just give us half of the cost, you can come along. And so mom's like, oh, heck yeah. And then the first night, my dad's like, oh, come to dinner on the 4th floor. And then I got fucking lost. I was like, Dad, how do I get to this restaurant? Because what I was doing was I was getting on the elevator by my room, and then I would go on the 4th floor, walk all the way down, and it would just be the Limelight Lounge. And there was no way to get through it. And I'm like, how do I get to this restaurant? My dad says on the 4th floor. And then what you had to do was you had to go up to the 5th floor and then go down the stairs. There was. But I was confused because to get to the entrance of the restaurant, you had to take a specific elevator or go down a specific set of stairs. And I didn't know that. And I was confused. It was kind of funny. I was just messaging my dad on the app, like, Dad, where the heck is this restaurant? I don't know where I am. Come find me. It was cold. Because we were still in Norfolk, and it wasn't like too cold, but it was still pretty cold. Especially at night after we set out, because like we were on the ocean and it was really windy, so it got pretty cold. And oh, I need my lip balm. And on that day, my mom and I started our charm bracelet quest. Shut up. So they had, I'll talk about the charm bracelet later, but it was basically, you got a free bracelet, and every day they had a charm that was $5. And if you collected 8 of the charms, you got a free one. And Mom and I just thought it was fun, and so we did that. But see, here is Leona, and then this. So where the ship is, it's right next to this place called Nauticus. Need a drink of water. And Nauticus is like a naval museum. I actually went there quite a few times growing up. And they have like a battleship you can go around and walk around. I can't remember what it's called, but here's Leona in front of it. So day one was the fun day at sea. Which means we were in the middle of the ocean the entire day. This was the towel animal we got for that day. We're not sure what it is. So after breakfast, we went to the show where the cruise director was talking about some of the shore excursions you can get. My parents, like my dad, my stepmom, and my mom, were only there because there were they had a raffle for some of them, and I spent most of the time playing with my nephews. And my mom and I watched F-150 because my sister and her husband wanted to go to this art auction thing. So we took him up to the sports square, and we let him stack the giant checkers. And then he pushed them, and then they all tumbled at me the first time, and then it hit me in the shin, and it hurt. But then he was like, "Yay!" and clapping. And then it was really funny. We were like, "Come on, Ford, let's go to the room and hang out. But we gotta clean up." And so he was just pointing, and then like pointing at the checkers, and then pointing out where they went. He was like, "Okay, go ahead, you do it." He was so funny. And then we took him back to our cabin, and he found my umbrella. I sent Luna a video of it. It was really funny. He would just go up and just like tap my mom, and my mom would be like, "Ah!" And then he would laugh and then come over to me and then tap me with it, and I go, "Ah!" And then he would just keep going back and forth. And then there was the napkin game, where my mom would put a napkin on her head and then like lean forward so the napkin would fall off, and then F-150 would laugh, and then she'd put it on his head. He'd go, "Hey!" And then there was another game where my nephew just kept putting this rubber duck on his head, and then he like leaned, and then it would fall off, and he'd think it was hilarious. Babies are funny. But then my mom, cause I went and got food, and then came back to the room, and then my mom went back and got food, and my mom got some pasta, and my little nephew was like, "I want some of that pasta." And so my mom tried to like get him over to the table, but he wanted to eat on her bed, and then he wiped off his hands on her bed and got pasta sauce all over her bed. He was a little stinker. Oh, and he also had us play Bye 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 by NSYNC, because that's like his favorite song right now. And we had to do a little dance to it, and he's so funny. And then it was elegant night, so I had to dress up fancy. And we took pictures. Like we took like professional pictures. It was me, my dad, my stepmom, my sister and her family, my stepbrother and his family, my aunt, my cousin and her 2 kids. And And my dad ended up finding a duck, like a rubber duck, and he didn't have any pockets to put him in, so he put it underneath his hat, and he goes, "Hey, F-150, look," and then he lifts up his hat and the duck falls out. It was really funny. And then while we were having dinner, my mom went to a show and she ended up becoming a VIP and was dancing on stage. And my brother-in-law was walking by and he heard the music, and so he went and like peeked his head in and he was like, "Is that my mother-in-law?" And so he got a video of my mom on the stage. And my mom was just laughing. She's like, "I thought you were all at dinner." And then she ended up getting like a VIP pass for a special party later on. It was so funny. And then at night, it was a bit rocky. I didn't really get too seasick, but my poor cousin, she was not feeling it. So there, that picture is what the lobby looks like. And when I first saw these, I turned to my mom and I went, "Hey mom, look at those giant anal beads." She's like, "Shut up." And then this is the ocean. I put Leona on my lanyard because my mom gave me one of those like card reels because I did not want to lose him in the ocean. Oh, and this is an actual message I got from my mom. "I'm at the Limelight Club if you're looking for me, because in the club, we all fam." And then she goes, "Now I'm at the Liquid Lounge and they made me a VIP. I might be dancing again." This happened while I was enjoying dinner with my dad. And then I take out my phone after dinner and I'm like, "What is she doing?" She's so funny. All right, day 2, Bimini. That's so much fun to say. I love saying Bimini. Bimini. And this was the towel animal we got for the day. We think it's a cat. We're not sure. So we went to Bimini, which is our first stop. So we got off the ship and like on the gangway where we got off the ship, you could look in the water and the water was so clear you could see like little fish in there. It was wild. I tried taking a picture of the fish, but like it was too hard to see. My dad rented a cabana on the beach, which is like it was right there. You got off the ship and then there was this really pretty beach just right there. And they took my nephews there. They enjoyed it, except for F-150 when a big wave came and it almost knocked him over, and he wasn't having it anymore. And I was like, "Oh no, Poseidon betrayed him." But the water was so clear. Like, I kept forgetting it was salt water. Like, look how clear that is. It was ridiculous. I had to get me one of those drinks in a coconut. I didn't care how much it cost. I wanted one of those coconut drinks. Like, that is all I wanted on this vacation, was to get a fancy drink inside of a coconut, and I got it. I got a pina colada. And they used the water from the coconuts to make the pina coladas, which is kind of cool. And they also gave me like a little bit, because I was like, I was asking, like, hey, can I just have like a little tiny bit of the coconut water for my mom because she can't drink alcohol? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then he gave me a little cup of the coconut water. There was a little guide that it had like a map of Bimini, and it was a little scavenger hunt, and you'd go to these places, and then they check it off, and you got like a little trinket. So I saw other people doing. Oh, hi, Len. And I was like, wait, I have this in my bag. So I pulled it out, and then my mom and we went to the places, and we got free stuff. It was like one place you got like a free postcard. 3 of the places you got like a little charm. Like, it wasn't like super big, like fancy stuff, but it was nice because like you got to go to like it encouraged you to go to all the places. At Bimini, there were like 3 main areas you could go to. Oh, it's dinner time for Boo Boo. There was the main beach area, and then the fisherman's market. That's where like you could buy souvenirs, and they had like this big what are they called? Adirondack chairs that said like Bimini on it. My stepbrother and his wife, they both forgot their phones on the ship, so I took a picture of them and their son. And their son didn't want to look at me. I get the picture. I guess the sun was in his eyes, but it was still kind of funny. And then like in the middle, there's like a resort with a casino. And that was one of the stops for our treasure hunt. And then at the very end, there was like a private beach where you could get like a little wristband and like enjoy the special private beach. But we literally only went down there because of the scavenger hunt, and then we left. And then we went back to the beach, and I swam in the ocean a little bit. It was really nice. And the reason I kept saying I kept forgetting it was salt water because I kept getting water in my mouth, and I was like, blah, this is salty. I was like, oh wait, this is the ocean. Oh, and I also saw a cat. There was a kitty running around. It was the Bahama cat. I love the Bahama cat. I don't know what this boat was. I just thought it was cool. But here's some Bimini pictures. There's my coconut. When I was swimming in the ocean. Thank you, Saribot. When I was swimming in the ocean, my mom had like these waterproof cases, so I put my phone in one and I took this picture like in the water. Yeah. The water was so blue and so pretty. Oh my gosh, it was so nice. There's the Bahama cat. That's the Bahama cat. Bahama cat. Apparently like the Hub app had like, it was called the Wall of Moments, and people could upload their own pictures, and there were people holding Bahama cats. It's not just a regular cat, it's a cat in the Bahamas. It was the Bahama cat. And there's the sign at the port where we got off. Day 3, Nassau. We are not sure what this is. We think it's some sort of like Stegosaurus. I don't know. So this time, we got off the boat. My dad took like his sister to like a rum factory. I think, I don't know. But my mom and I, we both had our little guides, and we both did the scavenger hunt. There were like 5 other cruise ships there. There was a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. That thing was massive. That ship was so huge. It was like twice as big as ours. There were like 2 other Carnival cruises there, and then there was another company I never heard of. Like, and I think there was like another one. I don't remember. There was a lot of cruise ships there because I guess Nassau is like the biggest port in the Bahamas. All right. So this scavenger hunt was kind of nefarious because all of the places were like, well, not all of them. Most of them were like jewelry stores. And then they go in and be like, oh yeah, here's your charm. And if you're interested, we got all these jewelries. It's on sale, blah, blah, blah. And we were just like, no, thank you. We're just here for the charm or the whatever. And then we'd leave. But mom saw this one necklace and she was like, oh, that's really pretty. But she asked like how much it was. And it was like $2,000. And she's like, oh yeah, no, thank you. We're just gonna go. Yeah, it was like all like jewelry stores except for like one. There was like two in the same place. There's these 2 stores. One is called Del Sol and the other one's called like Carioja. Carioja, they do like bamboo stuff. And then Del Sol, which I think is actually really cool, they had a lot of like stuff that changes color in the sun. Like all of their stuff has like some sort of like material on it that changes color in the sun. And they had these charms, like these were metal charms, and you'd put them in the sunlight and they'd turn a totally different color. And I think that's really cool. But yeah, we mostly just kind of walked around. We went to the straw market and it was kind of funny. We were like on our way there and this one lady's like, oh, pretty ladies, come into the straw market. We got a bunch of stuff. And then my mom bought a bag. And then there's like, oh, come look at my daughter's store. And then this lady took us to another stall in there. And my mom bought a bunch of stuff. We just kind of walked through looking, and this one guy had wooden carvings, which like wooden carvings is like a big handcraft in the Bahamas. And there was a crab, and my mom goes, look, it's a crab. And then so she bought one of the wooden crabs for me. And the lady's like, look, it's like a real crab. And just starts taking it apart. Like taking off his legs and then wrapping it up. And then she got like a wooden like pocket knife for my grandpa. We walked in, then we walked around and we found Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville Beach Resort. I didn't know it was there. We were just kind of walking. We're like, what the heck is that? And we're like, oh, it's Margaritaville. And we kind of went inside like the resort building, kind of walked around. My mom was like, I really want some chips. And she bought chips at the Margaritaville Resort. And it was like $10 for a bag of chips. She's like, I don't care, I really want chips. And even though we weren't like part of the resort, she goes, yeah. My mom was talking about that the entire time. Even though like we weren't like part of the resort or we didn't pay for like the water park pass, they let us like walk around the water park that they had. It was like a nice little water park. They had like their own little beach. And then and Nassau's also where Atlantis is. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the commercials for Atlantis, but I have. And that place is massive. It's huge. Apparently it's like the biggest water park in the Caribbean. And I've always seen the commercial be like, oh man, I want to go there. And they did have a like water park pass you could get, but oh my god, it was like $200. So I was like, I'm not paying $200 to go to a water park. Like there are water slides on the ship. We did take a picture of Atlantis, and it's also like really far away. In order to get there, you had to like take a shuttle or a taxi to get there, and we were like, we don't want to do all that, so we just kind of walked around like the main area, and then we went back on the ship. Here's some more Nassau pictures. My mom tried to take a picture of the statue and ended up cutting off the statue's head. So in Nassau, they have a museum of what's called Junkanoo, which is the name of like the music, like the traditional music and like the art style. It's like an all-in-one kind of thing because like they wear these like real, like these costumes and everything. I kind of wanted to go in and look around, but like I lost my mom. I was trying to find her. She's like, I'm going back to the ship. I was like, wait, what? I don't remember what that was, but I just thought it was pretty. That was like off the resort, Margaritaville Resort. That was like a fountain by the resort. They just had a statue of a giant flip-flop inside the resort, and I thought that was funny. Oh, I took this and I sent the Saluda and I said, there's an enemy gang on our turf. And then I had to get the little Margaritaville blender cup. I got it for Luna's mom. And so I had to put Leota in there. Day 4 was Freeport. This was our little animal. It was a stingray. You could tell it was a stingray, but isn't that cute? So Freeport was like, I'm trying to explain it. Freeport is like a more commercial port. Yeah. I thought you would like it. It's like a more commercial port. Like they do have some beaches. Like you could get like a excursion to swim with the swimming pigs there. And they also have they call it the Garden of the Groves. But Mom and I just wanted to like get off the ship and like look around. But it was funny. We got off the ship and then we saw a sign that said passport stamps, and we were like, we gotta go get our passports. So we went back on the ship, all the way back to our rooms to get our passports out of the safe, just so that we could go and get them stamped, because we really wanted them to get stamped. And we did, and we were happy. We walked around like the main market area that's like right off where the ship is. There's actually another Carnival cruise there too. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by my sunburn that's peeling. What was I gonna say? Oh, so before I left, my one coworker told me in Freeport there is this one place that has really good jerk chicken. Like, it's a 20-minute wait, but he said it was so good he went back and waited another 20 minutes to get more chicken. And we found the place and we got the chicken. And we waited 20 minutes because it takes 20 minutes for them to cook it. But oh my god, that shit was so good. It was so good. It was really flavorful and tender, and like my mom doesn't do well with like spicy food, but even she was like, "Oh my god, this is so good." And she told me to text my coworker and said it was worth definitely worth the 20 minutes. And he was like, "LOL, I told you." I also bought it's called Goombay Punch. It's like a pineapple soda. It was really good. And apparently you can only like get it in the Bahamas. But after we got back, we just kind of chilled. It's bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad for if it's like really good chicken. Like, it was so good. Len's yelling at me. I don't know why. Why are you yelling at me, boo-boo? Okay. But it was the second formal night, and then this one was the one, it was like my mom's formal night. So we got dressed. I bought a pretty dress at Freeport because my other one I already wore. And I wanted a pretty dress from the Bahamas. And so it was just me, my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my F-150. I also did my mom's makeup, and she was so funny. Oh yeah, I forgot I didn't send you the picture of it. I'll send you a picture of it later, Luna. And then we got like pictures taken. And there was a really funny picture. Because they had my sister and her husband with F-150, and they go, "Okay, kiss his cheeks," and then they both kissed him, and then he made like this really funny like squished face, and oh my god, that picture was so funny. I bought it and gave it to my sister because it was just really funny. And then day 5, fun day at sea 2. Yeah, Freeport was our last stop, and then since we took a whole day to sail down there on the ocean, it took a whole day to get back. Oh, and this was the last towel animal we got. It was a heart, and they had a little card that said thank you. Like it was a pleasure taking care of you. It was really sweet. So we had brunch with everyone at the restaurant. And that's when my cousin was just passing around, but like she would keep ordering mimosas and then just passing them to people. At the Liquid Lounge, they had a towel folding seminar where they taught you how to make the little towel animals. And the first one was supposed to be a penguin. The second one came out a lot better. It was like a doggy. And then they're like, here you guys, and then you just helped our housekeeping crew fold the towels. It was kind of funny. I brought my tablet and I attempted to draw, but then I kept getting distracted by things. Like my nephew, Bali, he's so cute. My dad was just like riling him up, and it was so funny. And then that's when I had tea time. They had like for free was like they had Lipton and like a green tea. And for like $3 a bag, you get like one of the fancy tea bags they had. I of course got a fancy tea bag because I wanted to try it. And they bring each person like their own pot of hot water. And they have like the servers come around with like little like sandwiches. Like they had the cucumber cream cheese sandwich. They had like a smoked salmon thing. They had like some cakes. there was a macaron, but that shit crumbled when I bit into it. It was crunchy, and I was like, oh, that's not the best. It was stale, and that made me a little sad. And it was like, it was okay. The cucumber cream cheese was actually pretty good. But like, everything else, it was like, it was okay. And yeah, it was whatever. And then we all, like, all 14 of us had dinner together. That's when my my nephew discovered minestrone soup. It was so funny. His dad was like, yo, you wanna try some soup, buddy? And so he tried the soup, and then he kept doing the baby sign for more. He was like, more. And so he just kept getting like the soup, and then he like leaned in super close to the spoon to get the soup. And then he like ate half of his dad's soup. And then my mom had, like, she didn't finish hers, so she gave it to my sister, and my sister was feeding him the soup, and apparently she wasn't going fast enough for him. So like, she'd get the spoon, and then he'd grab her hand and then move it up to his mouth because he wanted that soup. And it was so funny because they had the two babies across from each other, and they were both standing on their seat in like the soup eating position where they were like slightly bent towards the soup because my stepbrother was giving his son some of his soup. Yeah, I mean, I really only eat chicken noodle and chicken noodle adjacent. So like, I'm not a big fan of minestrone, but it was so funny because he really liked that soup. He got every time he take a bite, he'd do the baby sign. He was like, more. And then like at night, my mom and I, we did most of our packing the night before, but then we just kind of like finalized our packing. We just got like what we needed for the next day and then packed up everything else. And it was really rocky. And so I kept joking like, oh, I guess we hit another dolphin. But like we had to like close our door because the ship was rocking so much that like the door kept opening and closing. But it was really rocky. I don't know why. And here's some other things that I don't remember which day it happened. I just know that it did happen. Or it like happened over multiple days. Oh, here's a picture of Leona playing the slot machine that I mentioned earlier. So my brother-in-law kept winning raffles. He won. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. We were looking at out the window at the water, and my mom goes, hey, you should like pray to Poseidon and ask him to like throw up a dolphin or something. I was like, Mom, I don't think that's how that works. She was funny. But yeah, my brother-in-law won like 5 raffles. It was ridiculous. He just kept winning raffles. And he ended up winning like a really nice watch, and he's like, I don't want this. And so he gave it to my dad, and then he won another raffle with another watch. And he's like, and then so he gave it to my stepmom, and then each raffle came with a bottle of champagne. So he had like 5 bottles of champagne. It was ridiculous. And I kept saying, I was like, hey, we should rub our if anyone has like lottery tickets, or raffle tickets, we should just like rub them on his head because apparently he's really lucky. Exactly, mimosa for everybody. I don't remember which morning it was, but when we went to breakfast, there was just a bunch of towel animals on the Lido deck, just like on the beach chairs. It was weird. And they had like really big ones too. Oh, my stepbrother said the wild stuff. On the first formal night, cause him and his wife, they're gonna have another baby, and his son was acting up, and he goes, "You better stop. You're getting replaced soon." And my sister overheard, and she just died laughing. She's like, "You can't say that." And then there was a time when his son was playing with both my stepmom and my dad's cell phones, and he had both of them up to his head. He's like, "You're gonna get cancer." Yeah, he was cracking us up. My nephews were cute as heck. Oh my god, they were so cute. So Bali, he was the sweetest little guy. He was so cute. And then F-150, he really likes Toy Story right now. And so my mom and I watched him one night. I forgot which night. And we turned on the Toy Story on his tablet, and he just stood there. He stood there for like an hour and watched it. And my mom was like, "Hey, buddy, do you want to sit down?" He's like, no. And I'm like, "Mom, you just gotta pick him up and put him down." He's like, "Well, I don't want him to yell at me." So I just went over and I just picked him up, and then I put him on the couch next to my mom, and then I turned the tablet around, and he was fine. But he was so funny. Like, he'd be like locked in on Toy Story, and then every once in a while he'd look up and like point at us, and we do like a roll call. We'd be like, there's you, and there's Grammy, and then there's Aunt, and then there's Mommy, and then he'd be like, "Okay," and then go back to watching his movie. I also had this running thing where I point at him and go, "You're silly," and he'd go, "No," and then he'd point at me and I go, "I'm silly." "No, you're silly." He liked that. And then he'd give us big hugs and kisses. Like, he'd blow kisses when we left. Oh my god, I love him. I love him so much. I think it was in Nassau, but I was using my international data to check on Len, and I was like, "Where did you get all this food from?" And then like my landlord Pierre was like, "Oh, hi, I didn't know you were there." And he was like, "Oh, hi, I didn't know this had a camera." And then he was like, "Oh, Len's doing good, whatever." But it was just really funny. So there's this whole thing about rubber ducks. I don't know how it started, but people would come with rubber ducks and then hide them on the ship, and then other people would like search for them or find them. And my mom was part of that. She bought, it was like a bag of rubber ducks, and it came with like these little tags, and you write like the name of the cruise ship, the date, and then she would hide 5 ducks a day. And some people got like really into it, and it was just really nice. And it was also really funny because both my sister and my stepbrother kept saying that people were just handing them ducks because they see a baby and they're like, "Oh, here, have a duck." And so they both ended up with like a bunch of ducks. And then my mom bought like this big sparkly one from the Dollar Tree, and she hid that somewhere on the boat. And apparently like Carnival tried to like crush the ducks, like they didn't want them, and then people are like, "Why? It's not hurting nothing." And then so they kind of leaned into it, and one of the stores at the start of the cruise, they'd hide 2 of their own ducks, and if you found them and brought them in, you got like a discount or something. F-150 loved the arcade. He loved it. My mom put like $50 worth of tokens on her card and was just letting him play games. And that's another source of ducks, because they had a claw machine that was like play till you win that had rubber ducks. There was like this game where you throw the balls and like break the little virtual plates. My nephew liked that because he likes to throw things. And then my mom has a funny video of my sister playing one of like the racing games with him on his lap, and my nephew's going, ah! He's such a goober. They also had like this, it was air hockey, but it was like a Tom and Jerry air hockey, and there was like a thing you could get where it was like, it was like multi-puck, and it just kept shooting out like air hockey pucks, so there would be like 10 on the field at the same time, and it was chaos. I spent way too much money. I have, like I said earlier, I have poor self-control. Some of it wasn't my fault though, because of course, it had to be Shark Week, and I had to buy things for that on the ship, which was annoying. And then I got sunburned. I had to buy like aloe. And then I got what are those UV protection shirts. And also, I also have no self-control. And I was like, oh, this is really pretty. And then I'd buy it. Because it was like, oh, it's like 50% off. That's how they get ya. My dad was always eating ice cream. Every time we'd see him on like the Lido deck, he was eating ice cream. He was just always eating ice cream. And my mom and I did like this scavenger hunt thing, and we had to take a picture of someone eating ice cream, and the first thing she said was, oh, let's go find your dad. He's probably eating ice cream right now. It was pretty good. It was more like frozen yogurt. They had chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. And then they had like the twist. I personally, my favorite was the strawberry chocolate twist. But I also got some and used my free soda to make a root beer float, which was my mom's idea. I can't take credit for that. Oh yeah, my mom and I collected the charms. It was like a whole thing. You would wait like 30 minutes before they'd start selling them. And there was this one guy named Donnie. He was so funny. And then one of the guests was always there like yelling out like, oh, don't you start with me, Donnie. And my mom was like, oh man, I mostly come to this for the show. Oh, there's one night when my dad got like matching shirts. Spanish VTuber. Did you deserve it? Anyway, so one night my dad got matching shirts for my nephews and him, and they took a picture together, and it was really cute. And then little F-150, we were going back to his room to watch him for the night, and he wanted to stop at every photo thing on the way and take pictures. He He was such a little model. But the funny thing was, he didn't smile in any of the pictures. It was like all the same face, where his like mouth open, like. But it was so funny. He was like posing, but like he didn't smile. It was so funny. Oh yeah, both of my nephews threw things. They're at the stage where they like to throw things, and it was really funny. My mom said she would use them to help her hide the ducks because they would just throw them. And then like they had to be like, no, don't throw utensils, don't throw this. Oh, and then when we were at port, Mom and I, we would bring up Pokemon Go and catch Pokemon in the Bahamas, and get like Pokestops and stuff. And she was pretty pleased because on Nassau, they're one of the islands that has the swimming pigs. She caught a tepig, and so she's like, oh, it's my little Bahama pig. It was cute. Oh, and there was one night, I bought a 24-hour internet package so I could watch Roy's re-debut, and I was curious, and so I was like, I wonder where it thinks I am, and I checked to logged into Pokemon Go, and it was like, you're in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, it was a little tepig. She was so happy. Oh, my nose itches. Yeah, at Nassau and Freeport, they had like excursions where you can go swim with pickies, which sounds so cool, but it costs money. Long path. Well, yeah, it's a whole. I'm talking about the whole cruise. Okay, here's the charm bracelets. These three are the ones I got in Bimini. So this bracelet was the one I got for free. I was only matching chat's energy, okay? So, this was the first one you got for free, the bracelet. And it was actually like really small. Like, cause that bracelet fit my wrist perfectly. And I have really small wrists. So, my mom put hers on like her, Stanley Cup knockoff thing. It's not a Stanley Cup, it's like a knockoff. But they had, they had 3 packages where it was like, for $10, you got 5 charms. And the first one, it was like the globe, the wheel, the anchor, this iHeart Travel, and this camera. Another pack was the shell, the flower, the cupcake, the butterfly, and the rainbow. And then the last pack was the anchor, this heart, the love, another camera, and the star. And then for the daily charms, it was the seahorse, this flip-flop, the shell. This was the free ship that I got for collecting 8. This was a dolphin. This one's a life ring. It said Carnival on it. It had a little anchor. This one, it says I Heart Carnival. And Donnie said, it was like, it says like, I heart my family. And my mom goes in and asks the lady, she's like, I want the I heart my family, even though I don't like my family. This poor woman, she was laughing so hard. She had to get Donnie to come back and finish the transaction. And then Donnie comes and looks at mom like, what did you do? And then my mom finished the purchase, like, hey, you know what's funny? That's my mom. He's like, oh, should I call security? I was like, no, she's fine. Oh, but the pack with like the butterfly came with because it's supposed to be like for kids, so it came with like a kid's bracelet, which because my wrists are so small, it fit on the last thing of the chain. It still fit me because my wrists are so small. But with the charms, it was harder to close the clasp on the other one, so I put the rest of them on this one. Because of my work, I can't really wear them, so I just have them hanging up right now. Oh yeah, these are all the well, some, not all of them. These are some of the towel animals. The gator is terrifying. I don't like it. It freaks me out for some reason. I don't like it. It's creepy. I don't like it. It's stomach. No. The turtle was cute. The swans were kind of cool. I like this guy. He was just chilling. He was chilling. I think on their website they have like a little book that shows you how to make towel creatures. They also had one that looked sort of like a crab. Oh, and the minions. Can't forget about the minions. And then on Sunday was debarkation. It was early. Mom and I woke up at like 6 a.m. and we elected to do the express debarkation, which meant that we had to carry our luggage off ourselves, which my mom really wanted to do because we had checked baggages, and she got one of, because she had 2 checked bags. She got one of them, but then like she just didn't get her other one, and the steward had to like help her get her bag because they didn't know where it was on the ship. And my mom was worried because she put like an air tag on it and it still said it was in Norfolk, and she's like, I kind of need that, but they found it. But she's like, yeah, I don't want them touching my shit anymore, so we carried all of our shit off. But when we went to go to breakfast, there was literal ice on the Lido deck, and there was some poor guy having to scrape it off because it was so cold. It was like 23 degrees, and we were like, can we just go back to the Bahamas? It's cold. And like we had to like carefully walk across the deck to get to the breakfast, and then my mom and I just used the other elevators, or like the other set of stairs, so we didn't have to try to walk on ice again. My mom and I bought way too much stuff. I had to because I have this bag that has like the zipper, so you can like add a couple more inches, and I had to unzip it because I bought so much stuff. There really wasn't much to say about debarkation. It was just, you got your stuff, and when you were ready, you just got off the ship. And then we got an Uber, and then went to Mom's car, and then she drove. Like first we stopped at her house so she could put her luggage in the house, and then she drove up here to drop me off. This was on Sunday. So, here are the things I learned from having a cruise for the first time. Anytime you are on the boat and the boat is moving, you want that shit in airplane mode. Because if you don't, your phone will try to use like the ship's cell phone tower sort of thing, and for some cell phone carriers It's like $3 a minute for data. So, yeah, just don't. Even if it says you have international, like, minutes, just don't. But it's still good to have the international data for, like, when you're at the port. Like, my mom, like, her cell phone carrier allowed her to have unlimited calling. Mine did it, but I still had, like, unlimited texting and data. So, like, she was able to, like, call home and see whatever. And then while at port, I was able to, like, check my bank account or whatever. And it's a lot cheaper to do that than to, like, buy an internet package for the whole trip. But I did, like, as I learned, you don't have to get internet for the whole trip. You can get, like, day passes, which is what I did to watch Roy's re-debut stream. I just bought, like, the premium package for, like, 24 hours. It was only, like, $30. And it was fine. I kind of wish I bought it, like, right before the debut, so that I would have it for longer in the day, but it's whatever. The Hub app is terrible, and it sucks. However, it's a necessary evil. Like, we were having so much trouble, like, messaging people. And my mom and I were actually thinking of doing an excursion on Freeport, but neither of us were able to, like, get it to work. So we just said, fuck it. And we just didn't do it. There was also, like, a bunch of weird things. Like, I'm pretty sure every single person had a problem with the app, but, like, you need it. Because if you don't get internet plans, the app is really the only way to message other people on the ship. Like, it was the only way, like, I could be like, hey dad, where are you? And it's ridiculous. My stepbrother was like, dang, I want my $5 back. This shit sucks. Like, yeah. But, like, it also has maps and, like, the planner. And, like, the planner will, like, let you know 30 minutes. And it's also, like, how you checked in for the restaurant. So it's, like, it was, like, a necessary evil kind of thing. We also found out that, kids have to be potty trained in order to use the pools or, like, the splash pad. And I was so excited because I wanted to take my nephews to the splash pad because I love splash pads and I think they would like it. But because they had to wear swim diapers, they weren't allowed to go in the pool or the splash pad because it's like, because they have to, like, retreat the water or something, and so it's easier for them to just prevent anything. But it still sucks. Oh yeah, if you go to shore, you want to take cash with you, because, like, they accept, like, they accept, like, US dollars and stuff. A lot of the places will have, like, card readers, but they'll be like, hey, this is, like, gonna be, like, a $3 charge. So it's best to, like, just bring cash with you. Do not buy things. No, I'm saying if you want to buy stuff on shore, it's better to use cash than card. Because they will charge you, like, $3 per charge. Yeah, don't buy things like bottled water or chips. I made the mistake of not bringing more than one bottle of water. And so I had to buy a bottle of water. It was $5. for like a 16-ounce bottle of water. $5. Yes, $5 for one bottle of water. That is not cheap for a regular 16-ounce bottle of water. Like, you could go to like a gas station and get that shit for like 99 cents. No, it is not. $5 is not cheap for a bottle of water. For a single bottle of water. No! Hold on. I got it. Hold on. That's expensive. That's like 5 times the amount. We're not fighting. You're wrong. Cause there was like these bottles of water we could get in our room that were like huge, and they were like $4.75. Yeah. Like, do you not know how much 16 ounces is? That's like a standard bottle of water. I could go to the grocery store and buy one for 99 cents. But in Bimini, it was $5 for that same bottle of water. That is expensive for a single bottle of water. No, it's not. It's like 5 times the amount. So you're willing to pay $5 whole for a single bottle of water? Like, that's not cheap. Okay, whatever. And also, it is expensive because you get free water from the ship. I'm just confused because, like, it's $5 whole for something that usually costs $1. That's like 5 times the amount of money for a single bottle of water. That's expensive. That is expensive. That is objectively expensive. And my mom bought that bag of chips. It was a regular bag of Tostitos for $10. What? You're just doing a bit, but yeah, it's $10 US for a bag of chips. A regular bag of Tostitos tortilla chips was $10. And like, I just bought a bag of tortilla chips. Not the same brand, but like, it's tortilla chips. Like $3. Because it's the Bahamas and they're imported. It is not $10 for a single bag of chips. It is not. That is not cheap. Like, I don't. No, I'm not hearing you out. Because that's expensive. Like, that is a literal highway robbery. Because, no! They're the same exact chips. They're literally the same chips you could get at the grocery store for like $3. That's the thing. It's not like expensive water. I don't think you understand how money works. Because paying more for them doesn't make them taste better. They're still the same chips you could get at the grocery store for $3. You just had to pay more money for them. It doesn't make them taste any better. The same with the water. It was just regular, like, Deer Park water. Yeah, exactly. $10. Because it was imported, so they have to charge more for it. No, it was a standard size. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was a regular bag of chips that you can go to the store and get for like $3. But they were charging $10 for it. The same with the water. It was a regular bottle of water you could get at the store. Like a regular 16-ounce bottle of water. For $5 whole. When normally, if you go to a store, it's like $1. You're paying like 5 times the amount for the same thing. I mean, they're not like good or bad. It's the same. It's literally the same thing. You're just paying more money for it. It's like, literally, if I go to the store and buy it for $1, and then I go to you and then sell it to you for $5, it's the same exact bottle of water. It's not worth it, especially when you get free water on the ship. And you can get, like, my dad was able to get these giant bottles of water for free. Because he's like a gold member or something. Oh, Len. Oh my god, I don't know how to go back. Oh, hold on. Len pushed a button. Oh, but what are you doing? Get free water. Well, yeah. I didn't fill up my water bottle. And that was a mistake. Because I thought it was full enough, but it was hotter than I expected it to be. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Oh yeah, another thing is you could bring Ziploc bags, and take it with you. And you could put food in them and just... Yeah, you deserve it. But like you could take Ziploc bags with you on board and then like just put food from the buffet in it and keep it in your room and eat it later. Like... No! It's not! It would have been cheaper to get the bottles, the $5 bottle of water they had in our room than to get the one on shore. Because I would have got more water. I would have got like twice as much water. Because like this is a standard 16-ounce bottle of water. Get more. No! I don't think you understand how this whole situation works. Because water is expensive. But yeah, my mom would get like cereal and just put it in Ziploc bags and just munch on it later. And she also, like, for breakfast, she brought back like a hard-boiled egg and it just kept it in our fridge and it just ate like the hard-boiled egg. But yeah, even if you don't think you'll get sunburned, I just bring aloe. Even if you're really good about putting on sunblock. But milk, no, why would I do that? I'm not a psychopath. Like, just bring aloe with you. Because if you're like me and ended up getting sunburn, I had to buy the only aloe gel they had. And it was like $15. And, it was a lot. Especially because, like, I could have just got, like, a thing and brought it with me, but you gotta do what you do. Same with, like, tampons and pads. Like, even if you don't think that someone is going to be, on their period, just bring them anyway. Because I thought mine was gonna be next week, but then I'm just saying in general. This is like general things I learned. It'd also be for like the people who menstruate in your life. Where was I? Oh. So, one thing you want to do is, like, keep a list of people, like, the crew members who leave, like, a lasting impression on you. Like, ones that go, like, above and beyond. Because, sometime after the cruise, they send out, like, a survey saying, like, oh, how are things? And they have a spot where you can write down the crew members who you thought did a great job. And, then those crew members can get a bonus. So if, like, you think like these people were really great, you want to write down, like, their name and like where they worked or like where they're from, because some of them had like the country they were from. Then that way they can get rewarded for being a great crew member. And the photographers, like, if you have them take your pictures, I would suggest buying them if you can, because they take so many pictures, but they don't really get paid unless those pictures are bought. So if you think they did a really great job, buy the pictures. But get ready. Yeah, exactly. And I paid $5 for a single bottle of water in the Bahamas. Oh, you also want to get really good at saying, no, thank you, I'm good. Because these people have learned that, people on cruises, are easily, persuaded, because they'll be like, oh, we will have like a discount, or be like, oh, I could take you to this place. You can just be like, no, thank you, I'm good, no, thank you. Like, especially in Nassau was really bad with that. You just had to get really good being like, no, thank you, and just walking on, not feeling bad, because it's like, that's because this is how they make their money, and it's like, I get it. There are washer and dryers on the ship, so if you wanted to, you could bring less clothes than you think you need, and then just wash them. And you could buy like laundry detergent, or you can like bring your own, and that way you have more stuff to like or more room to put all the stuff you buy. I mean, I did have to pay, because like I wanted to wash this UV shirt that I got, and it does cost money to run the washer and dryer, but like if you plan on buying a lot of stuff, that is an option you can do. The ocean water dry in the sun. My mom actually did have these laundry things where you would like hand wash it in the sink, and then you can, because they have a clothesline in your shower. So like we technically could wash things in our sink and then hang them up, but like I didn't know where my mom was and I wanted to get the stuff washed. And so I just washed all of our stuff that was dirty. If you have one of those limited drink packages, use them. Even like you could just get something and then just hand it off to someone else. Mom, I told her beforehand I was getting her this thing, and I'd be like, Mom. Well, it's like you could get a drink like every 30 minutes. And there's like limitations on what drinks you could get. Like for mine, like mine was limited to like I think it was 30. I don't remember the actual time limit between like drinks, but there's like you couldn't just constantly get drinks. You had to like wait a certain amount of time before you like got your drink before you could get your next one. A 30-minute. I mean, like, cause I've only got like one alcoholic drink a day, and I would be sipping on that thing for like 2 hours. Cause I don't like chug drinks, I sip on them. Yeah, so like I would take so long to drink my like alcoholic drinks that they had like these straws that were like made out of candy. My straws were disintegrating because I took so long to drink them. One thing is you can decorate your door. A lot of people had like fun little like paper cutouts. A couple people had Scrabble pieces attached to magnets. Not all cruise ships have magnetic doors, but the one I was on did. So you could put like, they had Scrabble pieces with magnets on them, and then people could play Scrabble on their door, which is kind of fun. Someone did spell out a slur on someone's door, and I was like, oh, I knew that was going to happen, so I quickly fixed it when I saw it. But that is something you have to run the risk of if you do something like that. One person had a giant birthday card because it was like their birthday present going on the cruise, and people could sign the card. No, you can't take the door home. This is like a similar thing, but the doorways are magnetic, and so you can get these hooks, like these magnetic hooks that help you hang your stuff on. My mom got some of those, and we use those a lot. But like my mom, she had a piece of paper and she wrote our names on it and used some of her magnetic hooks to attach it to the door, and it was actually really helpful because it made it a lot easier to find our room. And my stepbrother and his family, they were in the room next to us, and his wife was like, yeah, I can't remember what our room number is. I just looked for the sign on their door. So our sign helped my stepbrother and his family find their room. But another thing, most of the other guests are like super duper friendly, and they'll chat with you, they'll help you out. I say most because of course there are the assholes. Like there are people that got mad that my nephew was being loud during like sports trivia. And so we like got up and moved from them. Like they were kind of a jerk, but for the most part, most of the people are really nice. Next one. You don't need to buy the shore excursions in order to have fun if you get off the ship. You could just do your own thing. And you don't have to get off the ship at all. Because while the gate is open to get off the ship, they still have stuff going on the ship. It's like my sister said she really only got off the ship for Bimini to go on the beach, and then she just stayed on the ship for the rest of it, and she still had a lot of fun. Next one, it could get really windy on the decks, especially when you're like out at sea, like at the fun day at sea. So if you wear hats, you want to have like it attached to you in some way. For the one sun hat I got, it has a strap that goes underneath my chin, and that helped it from flying away. But with my baseball cap, I always had it my hair in a ponytail, and then I loop the ponytail. Okay, oh no, that's tragic. And so I loop my ponytail through like the thing in the back, so that if it blows off, it doesn't like fly into the ocean. And also it can get really chilly with all the wind, so like you want to bring a hoodie. And also keep a close eye on your spending, because it is so easy to overspend. Because there's like a lot of stuff and you're like, ooh, this is nice, I want to buy that. And part of that is also because like if you don't get an internet package, it's really hard to check your spending, like your bank account. So what I would do is I would look when I was on shore, or on the days at sea, I would use the ATM to just check my balance. And it's another thing that makes it like really easy to overspend is the fact that like your Sail and Sign card is also like a debit card, because it's hooked up to your debit card. But they do have ways. I'm not going to talk about how much I spent. I did save up for it because I knew I was going to spend a lot, and then my dad did give me some money. But still, I still spent way too much. I have the number of what I spent on the ship. That's not counting what I spent on the shore. We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about how much I spent. Just know that it was quite a lot. No. But like, also, I don't think I'm going to go on a cruise anytime soon, like another cruise. So I was like, oh, it's a vacation. Like, this is the biggest vacation I've taken in a while. Well, like, there's no way I would have been able to pay for the cruise on my own. I literally would not have been able to go if my dad didn't pay for it. So, like I did spend a lot, but also, like, I went on the cruise for free. Less than 2K. I will say that. No more comments. No more questions. All right, that's the end. Listen, I bought some things for my mom, and I bought some things for my nephew so I could spoil them. I bought some things for Luna so I could spoil her. Leave me alone. I mean, you got the pictures. And the pictures are priceless. You got pictures! You got lots of pictures! Right, just don't do it too loudly. You'll disturb the other viewers. Oh my god, I'm sorry I had to, it was too funny. But yeah, that's all I have for my little presentation. Oh yeah, Len was so happy to see me. He, as soon as I got home, he just yelled at me. He's been super cuddly. Oh yeah, we're in jail because Nightmare kept arguing with me about the fact that I said $5 for a 16-ounce bottle of water is expensive. See? This is why chat's in jail. Yeah. I forgot to fill up my water bottle before I left the ship, and so I was like, oh, I need to drink water. And so I bought a bottle of water from a restaurant on Bimini, and for 16 ounces, it was $5. You know, like a standard size bottle of water. And I learned my lesson from that, and I brought 2 reusable bottles, and I filled it with water before I left the ship. You're not supposed to drink salt water. It's not good for you. Just $5, yeah, for 16 ounces of water. Find a way. Very dead. But yeah, that's all I have. Yeah, you could buy a whole pack of Pokemon cards for that kind of money. I don't... Listen. Yeah. And? Most of what I bought was gifts. Most of what I bought was gifts for people. That was most of my money. If someone buy. And the funny thing was, I was like, Mom, are you gonna take your chips? She's like, nah. And I'm like, no! Mom, you paid $10 for those! Take those home. She's like, I don't want them. And she left them on the ship. I'm like, Mother! I should have taken them. Mother. But yeah, you guys have any questions or anything? This is all I had for today. Oh, okay. What's your question, Nightmare? Yeah. About the spending. Shut up. Super jail. Like I said, that I did have, it was a lot of fun. It was really cool seeing my family. I could have bought, I had unlimited sodas, so shut up. Does that, no, the sodas were only valid on the ship, so now that I'm not on the ship, I can't get unlimited soda anymore. No, I didn't get too burnt. It looked a lot worse than it was. So the aloe I spent too much money on did help. It's peeling now. Like the first day, it was rough. Listen, I have a lot of things against me. First of all, I'm white. Second of all, I'm really white. And it was so funny because like I was even like, oh man, I need to reapply my sunblock, and I applied that shit so often and I still got burned. I am really white. And also, my anxiety medicine makes me more susceptible to the sun, which makes it so, I burn a lot easier. And also, for some reason, I just can't tan. Apparently, like, I literally cannot tan. I literally just burn. I don't know what it is. And it did kind of suck because I bought that UV protection shirt and it was like a long sleeve shirt, so it was a little hot on Nassau and Freeport. I think I did wear it on Freeport. I don't remember. The next cruise, I'll have to ask my dad because my dad's the one who paid for my ticket. But yeah, according to my stepmom, see, drink a lot. No, he doesn't, drink, like, really. He mostly drank, like, iced tea and water. He actually had, cancer. He actually had, like, cancer in his throat, and he had to get surgery for it, so, like, he can't drink soda. Because, like, the carbonation messes with his throat. So he drank, like, he just drank water and, iced tea the whole time. But in, like, 50-some days, my dad and my stepmom are taking a transatlantic cruise. To bribe him with, no, you can't bribe him with the $5 water because he got free water. He got free bottles of water. Every day he got a free, like, giant bottle of water, and I didn't know about that until, like, the last day. It's funny, no, like, you know, if you, like, go to, like, a gas station, they have those giant bottles of water you can buy. He got a free one of those, like, every day. Like, both him and my stepmom got a free one. But for the rest of us poors, if you opened one of the ones that were in your room, they would charge you like $5. Free water. Ah. I honestly didn't know any of the perks my dad got because they've gone on a bunch of cruises. So like I honestly did not know he got a free bottle of water. Ooh, got a big piece of eel. This one. But yeah, it was fun. It was funny seeing my dad be a grandpa. He loves being a grandpa. And he's smart. Yes, tea time. I got before I left, I got a package of this really pretty tea cake. Oh, that reminds me, I never actually finished that video. I had like this whole TikTok of unboxing the package I got, and then I just never posted it. Juicy story. You can tell me all about it tomorrow. Or you guys could tell me what you guys did last week. But yeah, that's all I got. It was a fun time. Oh. Like I really enjoyed, like, I'm really glad that I went on this cruise. I got to meet my nephew for this first time. And I got a picture with him. And then I bought a copy of it for my sister so that they can have a picture of me. Okay, Nightmare. Also met my other nephew, who is the sweetest little guy. He's so cute. I also saw my cousin and my aunt, who I haven't seen in like forever. And I got to spend time with my mom on Russia with the airstrike. Damn, that's crazy. What time is it? I'm going to call it here for tonight because my throat hurts. I was yapping for a while. Honestly, Nightmare, if you jumped the border, you probably would have been better off if you stayed there. Because, this country is, not the best right now. I would have just stayed there if I were you. What you mean? Like, if you went, like, to Mexico, I would have just stayed there. Because you didn't say which direction you jumped. There twice. So my mom was in El Paso, I think, and she walked to the Mexico border, but like she couldn't get in because she didn't have a passport. And she sent me a message. It was like, I walked close to Mexico today, and I was really confused because my mom lives in Maryland. I'm like, you what? And then she called me, explained that she was in El Paso. I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, did you walk all the way from Maryland? No, she didn't have one. Like, she got a passport for the cruise, but like, she never had a reason to have a passport before. So she just didn't go in the country because she just didn't have a passport. That's right. Technically you don't. You could either get a passport or you could bring your birth certificate and a photo ID. But like that also means you had to carry your birth certificate with you on the ship. And those are kind of important. So it's just a lot easier to just have a passport. Cause like I technically didn't need to get a passport, but I got one anyway. Oh my. Yeah, yeah, like, cause I was actually born in San Francisco, so if anything happens to my birth certificate, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get. Because, like, yeah, I was surprised I was born. Because I live on the other side of the country, and, like, I'll have to, like, call California and, like, get my birth certificate. Because there was a time when we did have to get a new birth certificate for me. Because when my parents got divorced, there was like confusion of where my birth certificate was. So we had to like order another one from California, and it took forever. Papa J. Yeah, he's the original one. It got like lost in the shuffle. We did find it eventually, but it was just because there was a lot of stuff going on. Like a lot of documents just got like mixed up. And it was funny. It was like after we got the replacement birth certificate, that's when we found my original one. This is like, of course, as soon as we get the new one, we find the old one. But like, you really only needed the passport. Yeah, but like, we really only needed the passport for getting on the ship. Because when you got off the ship, you only needed your sail and sign card and like a photo ID. And even then, like, they didn't check the photo ID because there's like a system where like when you scanned in your passport, it would have your passport picture when they scan your sail and sign card. You'll need to stay 2 weeks. Yeah, getting a passport takes a while. That's why I made sure to get mine done ahead of time, like way before the cruise, like in June. That way I didn't have to stress about it. But speaking of, I need to lock it away. Because I'm not gonna need it for a while. I don't actually know. No, you can't have my passport. What are you gonna do with it? What would you need my passport for? You can't, like, steal any money from me. I don't have any. I spent it all on the cruise. Also, like, you can't use it to open credit cards or anything because, like, I don't have credit. Like, I just don't have it. I can't open a credit card. But yeah, anyway, I think we're gonna call it here for tonight. Because I've been yapping way too much. We are going to raid into Roy, who just had his re-debut. Oh, wait. I actually gotta push the button. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! Oh, there's a raid message. But I will see you guys next time. Whether that's tomorrow for tea or whenever. Have a good night or day, whatever time zone it is. And don't die. Okay, bye!